How's it going, people? Thanks again for joining us on our channel. Today we've got another video regarding one of Kim's latest sit rep, does she call it? Intel updates. I was watching only because she's put a couple of these out that are free at the moment, which is very kind of her. Probably people not paying much attention or paying the subscriptions, so she think, oh, I better put a few out, get the information out. So yeah, so there was I think it was 12th of June, so it was only about a week ago, where she started to give an update on the restoration of Earth. Now, I'm not going to go too much into this. The video is only about 5 minutes long, which I took a snippet of it, I clipped it, and you can see how mad this is. This is on the same craziness as it was with when she did the Alien show. Not quite as bad, because with the Alien show she actually had people on there pretending to be aliens, and as you know, we've mentioned it many times. But this time she's trying to make out things that you're seeing at the moment. This is what they do. They pick on current events and then they make them like they add some spin to it and some bullshit to make it look like, oh my god, like they do on CNN. They get a story and they just add some crap to it just so you get more, oh god, I guess, more stuck into it and listen more, get your attention. So this one, she's talking about what's going on in the world at the moment, in particular around the heavy rain that's happening in certain countries, and of course the well-known famous fires that seem to be deliberately lit around the world, and she claims she's got a reason. There's a reason for it, and then she goes into in the Polynesian islands. There's the Nanamanga fire caves. I think that's how you say it. She actually couldn't say it herself. Which was discovered in 1986, and she actually mentions it that about these caves only because she got it off Wikipedia, word for word, literally. The only thing that it says on there that's a little bit different is that according to legend that there exists a large house under the sea, which is where these caves are. And when you look into it a little bit more, the reason why they're called the fire caves is up on the wall, the ceiling of the caves is fire marks. Anyway, Kim goes into it saying that she's discovered what she calls, not them, what she calls elementals, which is quite convenient, really. She's probably been watching Disney a lot lately, and there is a film out called the Elementals. There's always something with Kim that triggers her to come up with a great story, because whenever she tells you something about what, some intel, she starts kind of like Once Upon a Time There Was Three Little Pigs kind of thing. And that's the way she tells these stories, but she latches on to something that's current at the moment going on in the world. So she's discovered these elementals, and one of them that's in stasis, and she said it's been woken up. And she's been speaking to this elemental. Elemental is it's a female fire elemental, and she didn't really say much what she was talking about to this thing, but she said, oh, I'm going to ask the Earth Council, Universal Council, if we can get you to be a member. So she says, we'll go to the council and see what they say. And, this is the kind of bullshit that she puts out. And I'm sure that many of you that kind of worked her out already, you'll be laughing at this because it is comical. You could, she's a great storyteller. She's, like I say, she's took current events of like heavy rain and floods and fires, and she's pulled something out from a Disney film and also a well-known fire cave in the Polynesian Islands, or probably around Tonga and all that, and Fiji. Where divers discovered it in 1986. So it's just utter crap. And I mean, even Sunny doesn't look like she's really believing what she's saying. I think she just likes a good payday, does Sunny. She's thinking of paying for that big mansion house she's got and a luxurious lifestyle. So, so anyway, I'm going to leave you to watch this clip, and that'll be it for today. But I'd like to see what your comments are on this. It's quite hilarious. Anyway, have a watch of this. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.
Okay, so let's talk about more restoration of Earth. And I have some very interesting information. If you have looked at the news today, you'll see that as of Saturday, there's been a lot of rain in Canada. And a lot of the fires have dissipated, a lot of the smoke over the states of New York. It's all kind of going out to sea now. It's dissipating. It takes time once you have a fire of that magnitude for things to get better. But there's a reason for that, and it's pretty cool.
Okay.
So in our restoration of Earth this weekend, we had discovered something new. I'm always learning something new. That's the one thing about this job, is there's always something new. So we had a disturbance coming out of the Polynesian Islands this weekend. And the disturbance, let's see, I'm going to have to get to my notes here. And the disturbance was coming out of an area near Tuvalu, which is a small island in Polynesia. And so we tried to figure out where it was coming from. And we noticed that it actually was coming from a place called and please forgive me, but I'm going to try my best, the Nanumunga Fire Caves.
Okay.
So we're like, okay, these Nanumunga Fire Caves, they are actually under the ocean.
Mm.
And they were discovered in 1986 by some divers and whatnot, who described the caves as having a lot of flames and hieroglyphics and a lot of things related to fire inside the caves. And I was like, so we talked a little bit before about beings in stasis, and we're going to talk about that a lot today.
Okay.
So we took a look at who was actually in there, because this was a tomb. It was actually a being that was in stasis, not dead, and deep, deep under the water. I'm like, okay. I'm like, that's an elemental. And if you never heard of the elementals, they were here. You could call them kind of on behalf of Source. And they're here to protect the elements and protect life against the elements and for the elements and so on and so forth on behalf of Source. These are your natural elements. So you have fire, you have earth or the ground. You also have, they're protectors of earth as well. You have wind or air and water. And then you have the fifth element, the God particle.
Okay. So these are actual beings then, because we hear about the elements, all the time, but I don't think we equate them to being a being.
Yes, they are a being.
What kind of being?
I would say they are fairly light. I have not had a chance to talk to them more. They are fairly light. They are, I would say they have to be eighth density or even higher.
Okay.
And they have been here for a really, really long time. But during the wars that have occurred here, they were put in stasis by our enemy, by the dark side. And then they created anti-elementals.
So like anti-fire, anti-earth.
Right. So the lady, it's a female. That's about as far as I got. I had a chat with the New Earth Council because I was like, well, these people can help us, with problems with the weather and all kinds of certain things that could affect people in a negative way. And so I asked them if they would be willing to have them join the council for now. And they were extremely ecstatic that this had happened. I guess they know these people. Yeah, they've been around here for a long, long time. So she was actually woken up and set free and taken to this location where the New Earth Council is. It can be accessed in a number of ways. I've been to those meetings too, annual meetings and whatnot, and we've talked about that before. And they were very happy and grateful. So anti-fire was actually also on a Polynesian island, on Cook Island. And it was in oh boy, here I go again. Please forgive me. I think it's called the Rimu Ra, R-A-U Burial Cave. Okay. And yes, that was where that was. And then remember how we talked about the overlays over the kind of like an etherical net, so to speak, that was over the gateway to heaven? Yep. This would have been the same kind of structure that was over Misfire. Misfire. That's not, wasn't a misfire. Okay. I didn't realize I had even said it that way. So under Lady Fire, who is now back, and I will try over the next couple of days when I'm not so busy to go visit, and chat some more and learn more about them. And then I'll, of course, relay that information to you as we learn more.